Okay, there's a bowl for every surface for the Henselite product. Here overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Victorian Open for 2022. My name's Tony Sherwell. Very pleased to be bringing you the game today of men's singles quarterfinals at the Henselite Victorian Open. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by Brian Mansbridge in commentary. Morning, Brian.
Good morning, Tony. How are you? Beautiful sunny morning in Shep this morning.
Yeah, an absolute cracker for finals day.
Turned the weather on the last couple of days. It's been very, very nice.
Sure have. And the game we've got for you will also be a cracker. This is, of course, men's singles quarterfinals in the Henselite Victorian Open. Brett Mahoney from Yarraville Footscray up against Brad Orr from Shepparton Golf. So we see both players with their first two bowls having very little trouble early. It's just gone, or just about to go 8:30 here. An absolute peach of a day. I reckon we're headed for about 24, 25, Brian, and absolutely perfect conditions.
And plenty of good bowls if you want to come down and watch some really good bowling from now on in, especially in the singles. There's some cracking games going on at the moment, so Rory on fire with his second one, getting nice and close. Pidge was really close with his first, just around the back. So this will be a cracking game, I think. These two bowlers, Brad's got a big drive, so has Pidge. They won't muck around, Tony.
They've got all the shots, that's sure, and they'll know each other's games inside out. Haven't played in the same rink in representative state polls this year, so up at the Nationals.
I think Rory's only played in the singles, hasn't he? He might have played. No, he
played the pairs as Matty Flapper.
That's right, yes.
And had a relatively deep run there. Former champion here and previously a member of this club, so he'll know the greens, he'll know the tournament,
he certainly
knows
will.
the opponent. Of course, Brett Mahoney has all that knowledge as well.
Sitting one right on it, Brett will be trying to just touch that bowl a little bit, and he's got two receivers, but he's just gone under the line.
Yeah, trusting his draw weight, not going the drive yet, so still two to Brad Orr. A little bit of support in the comments already. Nelson Ball just posting the dog emoji. Of course, Yarraville Footscray dogs, so there'll be a bit of support there, which is good to see. And Andy from Devon in the UK, he's up and about early, as is Phil from Silverdale in New South Wales. So morning to everyone.
One of the dogs last night, Wade Roberts, got the pairs.
He did. And a former dog, actually, Alan Dove, now plays at Shepparton Golf with Brad Orr. So all comes back and links in together.
Certainly does. Or we'll probably be just trying to get around the back there and try and sit on Brett's bowls just behind the head, because that's the shot he'll have, just trying to push that bowl onto the jack, and he's got two nice receivers there. Just needs to clear or get under, just not quite.
No change, still holding two. So other singles matches on in these men's quarterfinals. Matthew Blackburn from Fitzroy, Victoria up against Jay Boyne Norris from Deer Park. Nate Zeno from Middle Park, he's up against Brent Reiner, Kai Abram. And man, we had on the stream the other day with an excellent drawing game. Clayton Holcomb from Ararat VRI is up against Tim Cromie from Yarrawonga. So these four matches on this green. The green over, we have some women's singles semi-finals and a couple of games of men's triples as well. So here's Pidge with weight. Hasn't taken long for a drive to come out.
Just a little wide. That's the tighter side.
Yep, players agree. That's two shots Brad Orr. First to 21 in our singles matches. Games are time limited to 2 1/4. I don't think we'll have too much trouble. Both these players pretty quick on the mat. So
yeah, they're up and down the green and probably just getting down there for their third bowl just to have a look maybe, and that's about it.
There'll be a little bit of that every now and again, such as the stakes here for a Vic Open quarter-final. Winner of this, of course, into the semi. One more from that, you're into the final. J-Boy Norris, the current reigning title holder. I see Nate Zeno, who was a semi-finalist. J-Boy Norris accounted for him in the one half of the semis last time we played, 2019. Brad Orr, as I say, a former winner. Talent galore.
Yeah, Clayton Holcomb the other day on the live stream was absolutely magnificent with his draw bowling. He gave Jared Davies no chance whatsoever.
As good as Jared Davies
is,
there
exactly.
Just really wasn't a lot he could do, was
no,
there?
he just outdrew him completely. So that'll be a cracking game over there.
Yep, nice opener from Brad Orr. He's obviously come to play today. So the women's singles semi-finals are over on another green. As I say, these matches are being live scored, so you can follow along on BowlsLink. But Anne Miles from Yarrawonga Mulwala Golf, she's up against Cass Millerick from Moama. And the other semi-final is Kath Greenslade, South Australian representative. She's up against Samantha Atkinson from Druin.
Just going to fall just about a yard short.
It's about a metre out.
Pidge just asking the last bowl in relation to the jack. Well called by our marker John Roberts. He has officiated at every level.
Good bowl here.
Just a little touch on the jack. Didn't quite go with, but still enough for shot.
Brad's playing the wider hand coming back this side.
Yeah, we noticed a bit of a difference the other day. It certainly is a touch wider on the side that's furthest away from us. The right hand is forehand as we speak. Brad just a touch shy there.
Yep. Probably into the breeze, a fraction coming back this way. Brett's gone around, he's underneath the line as well. He's got the little edge, good weight.
Little edge on. It's now 2. Men's triples match, Brian, is Guy Madigan from Telegarutna with Matty Robertson as middle pin from South Bendigo. Mark Ryan from Telegarutna is skipping that rink. Of course, Mark's already has the mixed pairs title to his name with Stacey Collier. And they're up against the Highton boys, who are on a high after winning the BPL Cup and now finding themselves in a semi-final of the Vic Open Triples. That's Robin Chambers, Nick Bell and Jeremy Fitzgerald.
A late night last night for that Highton team.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, up against the Lilydale boys, Daniel Woodrow's rink, and it was a relatively late finish. Thank you to CJ Sneary for playing 6 games in a day.
Unbelievable.
He's had such a good event. He was deep in everything, and he would have been one tired boy last night. But well done to him.
He would have slept very well last night, I'd say.
Yep. No change from Ori, so a chance for Pidge to add a little gravy on top. Yeah, spot on, Barbara. A lot of these players, when they get this deep in the event, they are accustomed to it, but they do have a full calendar. Morning, Margaret from Bunanyong. Well, it's not a bad effort here from Pidge.
It's good weight. He's only just got to pass that bowl. That'll be...
Ori happy to concede the 3
3
there.
Yep.
So
He's
both players on the board, yep. I think you could see that one a fair way out. As such is the job of the greenkeeper here. Shane has done a terrific job to get these greens in the condition they're in.
They have been very good,
yep,
speed-wise, for the amount of rain we had earlier, you know, prior to this event, and to get them up and running as well as how, and same with every club in the area, has been sensational.
Yep. Now, Brad Marin's just asked, is there any chance of roaming, Brian? Really feel this is a colossal opportunity. Nice call, Brad. Nice to see you up and about this morning.
Yeah, he's up early. A little roaming around the end of the green and chatting to the players.
Yeah, why not? I like the idea. So just it'd be a beautiful morning for bowls. There's just a touch of breeze, but it's not really going to have huge impact too much. So we see Pidge with almost picture perfect weight.
Yep. Rory back onto the tighter side as well. He's using a Conquest.
Sorry, remiss of me not to go through those. He's using a Drake's Adrenaline.
Oh, Adrenalines.
Or Adrenaline, depending on which side of the track she grew up. It's a size 4, a sort of a light yellowy, greeny, flecky sort of colour. And Pidge, as is affectionately known, Brett Mahoney, has switched to an Aero Optima size 4, the red, white and blue of the doggies colours.
Doggies, yes. That was a nice bowl by Brad. Just reaching weight just to sit the bowl at jack high. Pidge is not far away, but he's probably just down. Or he holds. Couple of minds there. Brad just looked at the forehand, decided at the backhand, and then decided, no, I'll stick to the forehand. Looks good line again.
Yeah, it does. I don't think we're going to see too many big misses from these players. Of course, they'll find a gap to go through, or they might miss by a foot or two, but they're never going to miss.
Not far away.
Well played, Brett Mahoney. That is now the shot pole.
Same sort of weight, same sort of line here from Ori, and he'll sit that bowl out. If not, he gets that jack. He's looking on just a tad wide, is he? He's not quite going to just the split.
Good effort nonetheless. Impressive resume for Brad Orr. He's won the triples in 2014, which amazingly is about 8 years ago. In the same year with Mark Ryan, he won the pairs. I reckon that he may have won the Vic medal in that same year. So.
I think so. That might have been the year that he got the Vic medal.
Yeah, he did, 2014.
Yeah.
At that stage from Shepparton Park. So would have been a fair old party that night. The local boy from the local club winning all the events in the Vic medal.
Then went across to golf and dominated over there for quite a few years.
I think they still hold 5 of the last 7 premierships or something, don't they?
Yes,
It's incredible run.
It might be even 6 of the last 7, I think.
Yeah, wow.
But it's, he gave away the coaching job this year. I think he stepped back a bit. So
Getting too old?
I think it was...
He's not listening. So.
Well, we're all getting older, Tony.
Not me, Brian. I'm still 21.
I feel like I'm 21. Except when you play quite a few bowls, 4 or 5 days of bowls, you start to feel like you're not quite 21 anymore. Or we'll be still looking at that same searching sort of weight just to sit that bowl of Pidges through.
Spot on, Lisa Phillips. That was the first ever Vic medal in 2014. Not quite going to get down. That side does sit just a little tighter.
Gonna have a little look at that. No,
it's just one, I think, Pidge. Yeah, so locks us up. Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't. It puts Pidge in front, 4-2.
Yep. It's won the last couple of ends.
Kaz Rothwell, glad you're enjoying the stream. It has been a good event, and a shout out to Barb Gilbert, which I'm sure there'll be many singing her praises. She is responsible for a fair chunk of the entries in this event. Matching players together and finding partners for people who perhaps have somebody pull out last minute or whatever the case may be, and does a power of work, Barb Gilbert, so well done to her.
I think she put the triples runners up together, didn't she?
She did.
Yesterday?
She certainly did.
Good bowl here. He's found the line and the weight very early, both of them have.
Just a little touch on the jack.
Singles games, that first bowl, if you can land that one on and then the other player's just searching, all the time, it makes it very, very difficult. It puts you in a very good position.
See the strength of having a good marker, or an experienced marker. Johnny Roberts didn't mark that touch up until Brad Orr's bowl was in course. So he didn't interrupt Brad Orr's delivery at all. So well done, Johnny Roberts. There's Pidge. Just another one in. Yeah, it's been a good week, Andy. There's been good bowls to watch, and such is the strength of this field with some 3,500 players, even who many regard as the GOAT, Alex Marshall. Didn't quite make it through to the exact pointy end this time, but...
Nice little video this morning on Bowls Vic.
Really nice guy, Alex, and he's here this morning for those of you who are around. He's going to sign some autographs and attend a sort of a thank you function for all the clubs that have hosted. So getting rave reviews with just how hospitable he is and how he's happy to have a chat and happy to talk to anyone and everyone. So lovely fella, Alex Marshall. We've really enjoyed having him here and certainly hope he's back.
Brad might now just have that little bit of searching weight. Yep, here we go. He's missed.
Just misses by a millimetre. So Pidge still holding 2. He's going to come down and have a look and just see if there's not a way that he can cover a little bit of that, given Brad Orr's signalled his aggression early.
He'll be just looking to see how far from the tee. How just have that little bit of searching weight. He'll be looking for that split outside onto the inside, and maybe the jack will go back, but Brad will be sort of thinking that maybe he'll want to get behind. I see Johnny's just indicated that that third one is a measure.
Pidge on the mat now. Reigning Australian triples title holder. Picked up that gong only a month or so ago. And he just puts another one in there. Probably the only knock on that is just widen the target
Target
slightly.
a little, yes.
And it is a little in front, so not probably exactly what he wanted, but gives us a bit of fun because we get to see a bit of weight from Brad Orr.
Yeah, it'll be straight down the line here, I'd say. If he gets the little edge on the outside, he'll get both. And Jack will probably go back.
Right on line.
Oh, and the Jack's come back. Out of the pit.
Right on line.
Oh, and the Jack's come back. Still be...
Rebounded Jack.
Rebounded Jack, so it stays. I'm sure it stays back where it goes.
2, Pidge. 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matters not because the score was 2, but a rebounding Jack should be left live, so...
Really? 2's better than 4. Absolutely.
No harm, no foul. And as Brad Orr walks past, he says 2's better than 4, so... 6-2 to Pidge. Lee just asking what other matches are on. So in this green, we've got men's quarter-final action in singles. Matthew Blackburn, Fitzroy Victoria, up against J. By Norris, Deer Park. Nate Zeno, Middle Park, up against Brent Reiner from Kyabram. Clayton Holcomb from Ararat VRI, up against Tim Cromie from Yarrawonga. And of course, the match we're streaming here today, Brett Mahoney, Yarraville Footscray, up against Brad Orr, Shep Golf. All of these matches will be live scored. So if you jump onto Bowls Link, you'll be able to tap into Bowls Victoria, the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022, and find the respective matches. On the green over, we've got women's singles semi-finals. That's Anne Miles from Yarrawonga Moala Golf up against Cass Millerick from Moama, and then Catherine Greenslade from the South Australian representative up against Samantha Atkinson from Druin. And there is one men's triples semi-final. The other half has already been played. So we're trying to work out who's going to go through and play Colin Hall, Scott Wellington and Ben Russell. And they'll be completing that. We'll know that in about 2 hours' time. That's the match between Guy Madigan, Telegarutna, Matt Robinson, South Bendigo, and Mark Ryan, Telegarutna. They're up against Robin Chambers, Nick Bell and Jeremy Fitzgerald of Highton. Again, that match live scored. So there's Pidge doing Pidge things, putting one just nicely as shot behind the jack.
Johnny just having a look whether it's 2 or 1. Brad's just going to be under the line. Weight wasn't too bad. It's probably taken the measure out of the other one.
Yep. Now, Brian, we're streaming this match. We will be streaming 3 other matches today. It'll be the ladies' singles final. We'll have the men's triples and the men's singles finals as the remaining 2 disciplines. Of course, last night we crowned the women's pairs and the women's triples title holders.
I'm pretty sure it's Tibbs. I'm favourite Tibbs, one down.
Women's pairs going to Alison Hall and Denise Huenda. And women's triples going to Leanne Poulsen, Samantha Robinson and Alison Hall. So a great effort from Alison Hall.
Yes, she's been deep in everything.
Yep.
Probably one of the major contenders for the Vic medal.
Yeah, I think she almost has an unassailable lead with a deep run in the singles as well. Might have been a quarter final, I think, from memory, in the women's singles.
Good bowl pitch.
Yeah, perfect track.
Yeah, just around that front one. Brad under a bit of pressure here.
So Ori's last bowl.
A little wider than what he's been. Weight looks not too bad. He's not going to just... Can he...
It just keeps going though, doesn't
They
it?
do. They keep rolling on.
I don't know if it gets there. I favour it. Still probably
No.
2 to pitch, but pitch is having a look from both sides, so it might be a bit closer than what we think.
It looks like definitely 1. The back bowl.
I see quite often players will take that 1 bowl out, just gives them a slightly better perspective.
You can have a little look with the measure.
Yep.
Looking from behind on the camera, that sort of it's hard to get that perception of looking back over the top of the bowl and the front one. He's not that far away. One, 2 shots. That is
2 more to Brett Mahoney. He continues on his merry way. It's 8-2.
He certainly has got out of the blocks quickly.
Brad Jonah just saying Matt Blackburn's only a Fitzroy player when he's winning. Otherwise, he's Ballarat.
He's out. That's it.
Well, he's a Ballarat player today then, because he's currently trailing 1-7 to Joe by Norris.
Yeah.
Yes, J-Boy. I've been watching a couple of little bowls going over there, and he's been around about it nearly every time. So put the pressure on. And once again, Pidge is not far away. He's just going to be about a yard short under the line. Brad needs to nail this one just to get himself back into the game and put the pressure back on Brett, rather than have him, chasing the bowl all the time.
Yep.
He's got better weight this time. That'll give him the shot. It's just gonna, oh yes, he's just got the good weight. Sit the bowl, come underneath. He was able to sit the other bowl, so gets himself the shot again. Pressure back on Ori. Nice little weight. Had enough there just to roll his own in if he got contact.
Good question from Sarah Roger. Is Ellison the only person to get the pairs and triples win? We had Brad Orr in 2014, the man we have on screen. Had a win in the pairs and a win in the triples. So it has been done before, but not very often as I look through the records. Many people have had deep runs. Lisa Phillips with several titles to her name. Lee Schreiner, I know, had a couple of very good years where he had deep runs in just about everything.
Brad Marin might have been part of that a few times. It's just a fraction short.
Gary Ball saying Ori really doesn't want to give Pidge too much of a head start. He is an absolute confidence player. Morning, Mick West. Your pairs partner's giving you a bit of a ribbing here, Brian. Brad Marin's cheekily asked the question, who has more hair, which could be who has less hair out of you and I. And Rowdy Arthur says me with a rolling laughy face. Might be looking for a new pairs partner.
Yeah, might be too. Yeah. Well,
as we see Brad Orr.
He'll just be trying to roll his own in. He was a little tight, wide around the first time, under the second. And he needs the touch. What is he? He's going to be under again.
So no change.
Yeah.
We'll see if this is just the one. Pitch doesn't look too interested in anything else. Takes out the shot pole. No, he's got to put the tape on it. So. Yeah, Lee, the weather is absolutely perfect today. Yeah. Find out if this is one or two.
Only one.
Just the one to Brett Mahoney. He continues his charge. He's picked up 5 ends in a row. And now leads 9 shots to 2. Morning, Jeff Briggs. Very kind of you. I don't know whether... I mean, Brian fits in the A team every day of the week. I think I'm somewhere around the F team, but I'm here filling a chair nonetheless. And Adrian Marston, you can actually jump on Bowls Link and look through each of the scores. We're live scoring each match from this point on. I will have a look and just let you know. So it is currently Nate Zeno 3 and Brent Reiner 7. But if you do want to follow along, go to Bowls Link results, click on Bowls Victorian, the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022, and you'll be able to go to each of the disciplines you're after. Of course, women's singles semi-finals action is on. We'll have the final of that match next. And there is one men's triples semi-final as well. Morning, Bill. I took a trip out to Euroa the other day, and well done out there after some significant flooding all through the clubhouse and so on. The greens looked cherry ripe, and everyone looks to be having a very good time, so well done.
Or he's just lost his line a little bit.
Yeah, he's missed it that side a couple of times going back this way. It is quite a wide hand.
His weight has been good, but when he's come back this side, he's been trying to play that night. The adrenaline is a tight bowl already, so he's searching to try and find that happy medium.
Whereas Pidge playing the tighter hand.
And with the Optimas, with that little bit more turn, he's getting back from outside the ring line there, or just one out from the ring.
There's going to be contact here. It's contact on the jack.
That'll give
stays in.
2, but a long way away.
Yep. Around about the edge of the Henselite sign, but Johnny Roberts will put a marker on there. See the white marker on the back, just indicating where the jack is, obviously hidden from view from the mat end. Jeff Briggs says the old Tiger Brian Mansbridge is certainly in my ace team. There you go.
Thanks, Briggsy. Had a very good night at the Bendigo Bowling Club for their 150th year.
Yes, I was there. Your MC that night did a terrific job too.
We had a very, very good, well put together, well presented sort of setup from Alan Stone, who put all the video and audio stuff together, which was absolutely fantastic.
Packed house in there too.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Huge crowds.
Great to see so many people around. Ori's searching.
Well, there's a little bit of fur at the end of these.
There's enough fur.
course, Bendigo will be the host of the 2026 Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, it's unbelievable pickup, isn't it, really, to have, and Bendigo in general, just to have that, those people come to your town and, you know, support your businesses and all the bowling clubs, and to be able to be, you know, so close and able to get there, it'll be sensational.
They will absolutely paint the town red.
They will.
Joe by Norris moves out to an 11-1 lead over Matt Blackburn, putting the pressure on early. Pidge does not want to lose this. No, well played, stays up. Not sure that one's going to be in the count. Always very difficult to tell.
Yeah, the bowl in the pit and how far short they are is always the hardest to pick from there.
John Walker's watching from Woonona. Morning, John.
Or he just needs the same as his last.
Here's the chance to add. Weight looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Weight looks pretty good.
Sensational
Yeah,
bowling.
Brett
Great
Mahoney
bowl.
gives it a clap. He knows that's an excellent bowl.
Yep.
That'll be 2 shots.
Only
to
2.
Brad Orr.
Gets him back in the game now. It's after that little lull. He got the first end, and then Brett was able to just dominate for, you know, those 4 or 5 ends and put a bit of pressure on. He was donging that first one right on, and Brad was trying to search to try and make sure he was there, and probably cost him, you know, a couple of little shots.
Pitch just asking for a score check here, so
That's correct. 9-4.
I'm not sure what Pidge might have thought. It might have been a shot more or a shot less or something, but 9-4 is what we had, and confirmed by Johnny Roberts that is the score on the card. So Kim Blenner has a good morning. Nate has just picked up a shot. He's trailing 4-7. If you want to follow along on Bowls Link, we have live scoring of all the matches today. But he is trailing 4-7 currently. He's up against Brent Reiner from Kyabram. And Liv Cartwright, good morning to you. Same deal. I will happily check for you. But you can follow along on Bowls Link as well. So this is, of course, the women's singles semi-finals. Scores there. Kath Greenslade leading Samantha Atkinson 7-2. And Anne Miles 3, trailing Cass Millerick 8. In the women's singles semi, we will, of course, bring you that final as the next match on our live stream.
Zori just puts a front hopper in almost.
I think we're going to see a bit of that in this match, Brian. No one's going to, you know, run away with this one 21-2.
No.
This is going to have ebbs and flows. Both players incredibly capable.
Just got to take your opportunities when you get them. Make sure that you're scoring your shots when the opposition's having that little loose or...
Yep. Pidge just gets a little walk.
Shots
Hit off
when
the front bowl.
opposition's having that little loose or...
Takes the jack back for shot.
It's still got the opportunity to sit that bowl. It's just past the jack.
Yep.
He had good line his first one. He's coming now
Not too
and
bad
coming
with this
hard.
one too.
This is a great bowl, great reply.
Oh, he's touch stiff and didn't take the jack, but
Still a
nonetheless,
very
holding
nice
shot.
bowl. Now Brett's
He's changing hands.
He's got the jack and got it through the hole.
So talented. Almost every bowl right on the line.
Yep.
How short's that last one? About ball in front of Jack High.
The last
Thank
bowl,
you.
please, John.
I didn't hear.
The last bowl, how far short, please?
This one?
Yeah.
The weight on Pidge's bowl there, just, you know, enough. If he sits the bowl, he gets rid of Brad and probably stays. If not, he just, as he did, was able to get through that hole and take the jack back. He holds one.
Yep. So Pidge with an opportunity to add one here, holding one.
ball is it, Jack? I like out there on
All the best to Carla,
your ball
who
is
is playing the
1.5.
champion of
I'm
champions,
sorry.
looking for a gold medal this morning.
The white
We
ball.
don't allow shared links in the stream, which is our only way of combating all the peanuts that put in the spam stuff. So every now and again we have somebody with good intentions that we lose. We understand that, but it's better that to not have somebody trying to scam people out of money. So one more to Pidge. He is the first to crack double figures. 10-4.
Just has been on top. He's played the shots and been able to get the results early on. Brad's probably had a couple of opportunities to sit a couple of bowls. He's just been a little bit wide, or just, you know, he's played the good weight, but hasn't been able to convert the head. So
Hasn't been a lot in it, has there?
No.
Both players making a very good account of themselves.
they certainly have. He's on a fair line again. That bowl is just continuing with that little bit of breeze behind them going that way. They're finishing very nicely, going up away from the clubhouse.
Yep. Good match on the rink next door too, Brian. Tim Cromie leading 7-4 over Clayton Holcomb. Tim Cromie, of course, father of Tice and Cobes.
And Clayton's
Situation, John.
just hasn't nailed it like he did the other day at the moment. I've just been watching a few. He's had the weight going back, but he just hasn't been able to get the line. It's just going to be just around the outside. That fraction of trailing weight probably just to look to trail that jack back. Or he now will want to sit that bowl or touch his own.
Dave Alderuccio saying great to hear the voice of Swan Hill. Brian Bull Mainsbridge.
Yeah, the big choco. Just missed the line again. Beautiful weight. Pinch went through that second bowl and he's
Overcorrected
yes,
slightly.
just allowed that little bit less.
He still has one on holding the shot, but it's probably his loosest end.
It's probably just put that bowl now in the eye of Ori.
8 inches.
It's not far away, just going to sail around.
Both players still with one bowl to come. Matt Blackburn's made a slight comeback over there. He still trails 4-11, but he's picked up the last 3 shots. Unfortunately, I think he's going to drop 3 again, straight back. So Joe By Norris looks to be holding 2 with 1 to come.
And there's a bit of room too, Jay. You wouldn't think we'll miss by that far.
No.
Although
I was going to say, I don't think he loves it. The weight was
he was pulling it back and trying to stop it from rolling on.
trying to, but I'd say it'd still pick up a couple.
Pitch now just that one behind.
They're putting a tape on for 3 for Joe By Norris, so we'll watch that one with interest.
2 have come out.
Good morning, Joyce from Port Macquarie. Lovely part of the world up there.
3. It was 3 over there. Jay By.
There we go. So drops a 3 and then picks it straight back up again to reapply the pressure. So what's the shot here, Brian? Does he just try and roll his own up
Well,
slightly? He doesn't really want to trail the jack at all.
He's got to be onto his own, just to either dead draw it or he's just rolling his own up.
Yep.
If he does, he's going to go the backhand, it looks like. he's going to trust that line outside. Or he's going to play a little no. He's trying to push that jack through.
Covers the tee. Just does not quite get there, so no change.
No, the jack through.
Covers the tee. Just does not quite get there.
He might have been trying to look just to get the edge of that bowl. Maybe get rid of it. So he probably wasn't trusting his drawing at the moment, or his conversion shots just for that little bit of drawing weight and just over the weight to try and turn his own in.
Yep.
He's struggled on this side to find the actual line where it comes back. He's been better on this way coming down towards the clubhouse. He's had a better line that way. He's found the line that way, but he just can't quite. He's just struggling to find the weight in the line on this side, on the tighter side.
Pitch having no such trouble.
No, I was just going to say.
11-4, and then just dobs one right on it to start off with. A little feather on the kitty as it slides past about a foot and a bit.
I watched Brad in the quarters the other day, a young chromie, and he was under a bit of pressure early, but he did come back, and he's never out of it like he is right here. Good ball. Not far away again, and the jack.
Great match this, really, isn't it? Count the loose bowls on one hand. Everything else has been exemplary from both players.
This is where the pressure builds, though, when you put one on and then he just goes bang straight back at you, and then all of a sudden, if you've, as Brad has been, just searching and trying to find and hold a shot, the pressure comes up even more.
Yeah. So with a bit of purpose now, Brad Orr.
Just underneath.
John, do you mind if I have a look? No problem.
I'm never a fan of this, I've got to say, Brian. So pitch, ask the marker, do you mind if I have a look? At what stage would the marker say no? And we're at a quarter-final of a Vic Open.
No, exactly right.
I get it's an etiquette thing, but
I would be more, not the marker, but I'd ask my opponent, is it all right for me to go down? You have to come and ask him to come down with you and have a look as well. So,
and I completely respect a time-limited game. Nobody wants to waste it, but
No.
we've seen from these players, there's certainly none of that.
at this level and at this stage of the tournament, the markers, he's never going to say no.
No, correct. As you say, it's probably more the opponent.
Yeah, exactly. You're not
seeking
trying
permission
to.
from
Yeah,
if anyone.
exactly.
Looks like Tim Cromie's picked up 3
Where's Tim?
on the rink next door. He's currently leading 8-4, so that'll make it 11-4 over Clayton Holcomb.
$11.5 on the next rink.
Yeah, so that's Nate Zeno trailing Brent Reiner.
No.
And they have the Trammels out measuring for a shot.
Matty Blackburn, I think he's picked up a shot there, or a couple. He's moved up to 14-6.
Seems to be finding it a bit easier, Matty Blackburn, heading back towards the clubhouse for some reason. He's had successive victories going that way in the last couple of ends.
Not a bad little starter over there, watching that. Now Brad has gone back to just a draw. He doesn't look too far away. He's coming down. This is a magnificent bowl.
Oh,
great
shot,
bowl.
Brad Orr.
Yeah, that's he's coming
sensational
down.
bowl.
This is a after having that little run shot,
Great shot, Brad Orr.
and then to be able to get back and play that draw.
Does Pidge get concerned about it and try and get rid of it, or is he?
Look, Pidge could probably come on the backhand if he
roll it through.
If he got onto his front one on the backhand with just that 2 foot of reaching weight, he could push Brad's nearly clean out without touching the jack. He's probably just playing a little bit more than reaching.
A little bit high there too, I
Yeah.
feel. So for those who haven't had a look on Bowls Link, where we are live scoring each of our matches, women's singles semi-finals, and Miles now trails 5-8 to Cass Millerick. And in the other half of that draw, Kath Greenslade leading 7-3 over Samantha Atkinson.
Just watching over the far side there, J-Boy is 3 down. Matty Blackburn holding 3 there.
Or
he's
perhaps just having a bit of practice
I
here.
think so. I think he's decided I'm going to try and draw to the pit.
Yep.
And not a bad effort as well. He did very well. Take the 1.
So we see that quite often. Some players will just put it in their pocket and say, oh, I'm not going to bowl it. But
I like to do that. I like to, you know, if it's, you know, you want to get out and get down the back, or I'll try and draw one to the 21 or something, you know,
Yep.
make it worthwhile. Use it
Absolutely.
as something rather than just chuck it away or throw it in your pocket, as they say.
wind's probably kicked up a little bit now too.
It has.
Brian, where it's not, you know, not out of control by any stretch, but certainly noticeably more than previously. It's sort
Just
of a cross breeze, isn't it?
Yeah, watching the flags down the other end, they are sort of pushing away behind the bowlers where they are coming from now, so it's probably a fraction quicker going that way.
Yep.
And it's slightly from, well, looking at Brad's probably backhand from that backhand side.
It's
Nice
sort of
start.
northeasterly, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're running, of course, north-south here, north at the minute.
Brad's got beautiful weight. He's decided to bring the mat up a little bit and go to the tee.
Yeah, Cheryl Flapper, spot on. And congratulations on your finish with Alana last night in the women's pairs. And your comment is spot on. These two great players, but playing it in the spirit that it's intended. And as we said earlier, they're rig mates in the Ali Shield representing Victoria not too long ago. So a good amount of respect and sportsmanship from both players. Both nice fellas too.
Yeah.
Does this have the trip?
He's got the line.
It does.
It's at the moment. It looks like, you know, yard out. It's not going to get there, and
Yeah.
they are finishing.
It's a
So
good bit of finish, isn't it?
yeah,
I thought the way Pidge was sort of urging it on that he thought it might have been. And
well, he's finished nearly a bowl past the jack. So
it's perfect weight.
yeah, exactly.
Brad Marin saying Carla 3-all after 2 ends. Go Carla.
Yeah, big game for Carla. Or he's just tried to take that little. He's been, you know, that yard through or metre through, and then just took that little bit of weight off.
Joe by Norris picks up another couple of shots. He's out to 15-6 over Matt Blackburn. Brent Reiner leading 13-5 over Nate Zeno.
Pidge is probably holding 2 there.
And on the rink next door, Tim Cromie leading Clayton Holcomb 11-4. Can't see the jack to see who's got shot there, but it was Tim Cromie picking up one more, so 12-4. So Ori playing with weight, he'll be looking to take jack back. If he misses narrow, he can get Pidge's bowl, which he does.
He's probably still just the 1 down, is he?
Favourite is, we'll find out from John Roberts.
Shortly. Brett's got another bowl too.
A bit of room to draw.
He's got a metre. You think the way that he's been playing, a metre will be too far for him not to get one in. You would think. Commentator's curse here.
Yeah. He might come over here and give you a little whack in a second if he misses this. Thanks for the score update, Brad Marin. We appreciate it. And Pidge just a little bit chicken there. And that one is squarely the fault of Brian Mansbridge.
Thank you very much. If I can get anyone beat, I'll get him beat. Unbelievable.
He picks up one though. 12-5. A loose head on the J-Boy Norris. There may have been some jack movement, of course. I haven't seen every bowl, but J-Boy holding 3.
Not anymore.
Matty Blackburn just rolls one in for shot. So
I was watching over there before. Matty was holding 3, and then J-Boy ended up with the end. So I'm not sure what happened then. I think he might have only got 1, so he might have taken the jack back.
J-Boy will try and remove that bowl. Keep his 3. Just going with a touch over draw weight, J-Boy. So
Rory coming down now, around the front.
yeah, well played, Brett Orr.
And it's finished, you know, it's still finished on that, you know, 1.5, 18 inches. Green's running very, very well.
Yeah, Marika, they are. All finals on grass this year. We always have a preference for grass if we've got the choice, provided the grass is running well and the conditions are good. And we have both those boxes ticked today. Shane, the greenkeeper here, has done an absolutely splendid job. They look amazing.
They do.
Play amazing. The weather's pretty kind to us. Slight breeze, but other than that, not a cloud in the sky. And picture perfect conditions here at Shepparton Park for the Henselite Victorian Open in 2022. Brett Mahoney coming on the backhand. See Alan Dove there as an interested spectator. Of course, one of Pidge's old club mates and just won the men's pairs title here last night. Now playing for Shep Golf, so he'll have split allegiances here.
So, yeah, split. Might be 2, yes.
What's your second, that one or the short one? Thank you.
Brad just querying Witch's second shot. It's the one behind the jack. Not a bad track here.
He's just got to hold his head that little bit around there.
Not a bad track.
That's a great
Brad
track.
Orr. Well played. 2 down to 1 up. Both
Little bit
players
around
still with
there.
1 bowl to come. Not a bad track.
That's a great track.
Brad Orr. Well,
You would think now he'll probably just Pidge are trying to be pushing that bowl onto Brad's bowl, just searching up, you know, just with that reaching weight. If he does get the jack, he's going straight back to his own anyway. So,
yep. So he's got a couple of options.
yeah, so he's reaching.
Can't afford to be too wide on this hand.
He's
line is
tight.
pretty good. Just a touch tight, as you say, Brian. Oh, now how does Ori get another shot here?
Well, he just does what he did.
Playing the backhand, he's got to follow effectively the same bowl down.
Yeah.
Make it sound easy, don't we?
Ah, we're all champions sitting here too.
Never missed a shot from
Never,
sitting here.
I've never missed one ever. He had good weight the last time. He's just going to trust that draw.
Silky smooth delivery from Brad Orr.
He's got good line.
Does he have the weight?
He's just going to be...
Oh, it's a cruel game.
It is. It's a millimetre game. It is 2. Looks... John... The umpire's called it... He thinks it's 2.
Morning, Brendan. You've just joined us, mate. This is a cracker of a match. Brett Mahoney from Yarraville Footscray up against Brad Orr from Shep Golf. This is, of course, men's singles quarter-final action, the Henselite Victorian Open. And it is
2 shots.
2 shots to Brad Orr, so he was able to get that one to count. Well played,
Very
Bradley
nice.
Orr.
Yep.
12-7, mounting a bit of a comeback.
Well,
Picked up 3 shots in the last 3 ends.
just build your numbers.
I don't think really too much bothers Brad Orr. He's that sort of customer that...
Pretty much both of them are pretty level,
true.
like very,
Yeah, that's a
very,
good point.
you know, they're not riptor and yelling around and jumping up and down. They just do their job. You watch Ori when he's playing, you know, in the state stuff, and he's just, you know, happy to make sure he's getting his bowls in there, doing whatever, and giving his teammates a little bit of a G up.
Yep.
Yeah, good start.
Likes to have a bit of fun out in the green too.
Yep.
Shep Golf boys through their heyday in the last 5 or 6 years were known for having a bit of fun while they were out there playing, keeping nice and relaxed. Pitch just under slightly. Waits.
This is where
too bad.
You got to take your chance now. He's found the line again now, and he's starting to get the bowls in the head. And Pidge has just missed a couple of times.
Well, I think if we go back about half a dozen ends, we would see this exact same carbon copy start, but the other way around.
Yeah,
Brad
exactly.
was just missing his
That's
line.
right.
Narrow on that side, and now he's starting to find it. And Pidge with a couple of adjustments to make.
Mm. So these are the little runs where you have now, you're just hoping that you can take your opportunities and Pidge again, you know, underneath his second bowl, which he hasn't missed normally. With his second bowl, he's been able to get there or change the head around early on.
Yep.
Brad would hold, and Brett would just go bang and draw the shot.
Spot on. Morning, Catherine. And Linda Jones saying 2 of my favourite blokes. I'm sure she's referring to you and I.
Must be, Tony.
But knowing Linda, I am also positive she's referring to, of course, Brad Orr and Brett Mahoney. 2 good fellas. Clayton Holcomb's score, he is down 4-13. And he's just dropped another 1, I believe. So 4-14. For Scott Michael, who's requested that score. Pitch gets in and amongst it, cuts it back to 1.
1, yeah. He's just sat the bowl on the inside. Brad just needs to a fraction more grass. He had very good weight his last bowl.
Scott, you can jump on to Bowls Link results. We are live scoring each of these matches as well if you want to follow along at home while you're doing a bit of work or doing something around the house or sitting in a banana lounge, whatever takes your fancy.
Great bowl, Brad.
That'll be 2 now. Signal by John Roberts, our marker.
The only problem is it's sitting at perfect little jack high.
Yep.
And as Brad's walking back there, he's going fall over the other way behind the bowl.
Yeah, didn't really want to set up a target.
No, he set that two bowl target up, and Brad's thinking, I'm going to have a little run at this.
Pidge needs no encouragement.
He's under.
Oh, does he get a result of sorts though? Comes off a bit of short bowl, and I think he will.
He'll only cut it back to 1.
Left one on, did I?
Brad all points at the last one and say, you missed that one. Brett Mahoney has a bit of a joke back and says, did I left one on? Did I leave one on? Did I?
Yeah, he didn't. He was aiming for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well played, as we say.
2 wins in a row now for Ori.
Natasha, I don't have good news for you. Nate is down 5-16 to Brent Reiner. He's found it tough going today and taking a bit of a glance at the heads every now and again. They've been pretty good, but Brent just managed to get the better of it so far. Ori with a lovely line, about 3 foot behind.
Yeah. He's sticking with that little mat up, jack to the tee. He's had success there for the last couple.
Hit in relation to the shot ball. The shot ball.
Pitch is going to be underneath.
Yeah, lovely weight.
Yeah. Brad just needs to just correct the weight. A bit of breeze just blowing up as he let go.
Scott Majon saying, good to see finals outside. Yeah, Jimmy Whitehead, our events and competitions manager, very strong on this. If you've got good grass greens, why wouldn't you use them, provided it's not teeming with rain or wind like we saw about a week ago that was...
It is the first year, though, that you've had finals outside?
Yeah, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Obviously, we go back 3 years, so a bit of a changing of the guard, I think, is the first. But secondly, they, as pitch comes in with a nice bowl, just slides past. They went with a contractor to Livestream who had fixed scaffolding and so on, so it wasn't as portable, whereas we have Brad from SEN who can do pretty much anything.
Which he
is
has.
a star, yep. But the preference of a player is always going to be a natural grass green, providing all things being equal, they're good grass or good synthetic. So,
Or he...
Yeah, well played. That's definitely one.
Yep.
Looks from this angle like it might be close to two, but Johnny Roberts is signalling one, so I'll back his judgment.
Pidge just going to be around the outside again. Same similar weight to his last. The only problem now, Brad is probably going to be looking to come the other side, maybe just to sit behind this bowl, just to make sure that if he does drag that jack, it doesn't go back into that hole. Yeah, I'll go down and have a look. He did come out to this side to have a look and see where it was, Tony, to see that bowl jack high. He sits that bowl, he's not too bad. If he's just inside it and can get in the count there, that's going to take that trail away from Pidge, and that gives him an opportunity maybe to pick up three if he can, you know.
Just can't afford to be too wide with it. We've seen him hang a little bit on this hand. John O'Donnell saying, interesting, they played yesterday on the carpet. We were actually on the grass yesterday. A couple of days ago we were on carpet. We had some pretty awful rain and so forth. That meant it was a better option to go inside, but where we have all things being equal, out here on the grass is the way to go.
Rudd's coming that backhand side.
Yeah, it's pretty good track.
It is a good track.
It's pretty good weight. It's pretty good everything.
It's absolutely magnificent. He may have...
He actually took the jack back a little,
bit,
but he took it to the right. Pretty good weight.
It
was pretty good everything.
It's
still close.
absolutely magnificent. He's
two, I'd imagine. Whether it's anything more, no, just the two.
Yeah.
Well played, Brad Orr. Good shot.
It was a perfect shot because he's now taken that trail, and it's Johnny's just indicated that it's a measure for three. Okay.
So we might be right.
What's Pidge done here? He's on the wide side. He's down. He's very close.
Saying get to it.
He has.
Well played. Brad Orr holding 2.5 and
back
goes
to
down one.
Big turnaround.
Shot. Lovely, lovely shot by Pidge.
Nearly a 4-shot turnaround, probably.
Yep.
At least 3 anyway. That's a very nice bowl.
Such is the quality of both players.
He didn't take long on the mat either. He just straight on. I know the shot. I've been down there, had a look at it.
And that's the thing. Once you know what shot you're playing, you just got to commit to it.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, John. My bad. You're talking about the World Champions. Yeah. I actually found that a bit funny too.
So it's inside
inside for some matches, but outside
No.
for others. So they have a bit of both. They have 3 grass greens.
Yeah.
Run at about 21 seconds, and they have a nice indoor. So. Not quite sure why they do that. I understand in pool matches they may have to, just use all the available rinks.
Yeah, to get games done.
Yeah, you would think finals they would stick with one or the other. They could have had some weather issues too, maybe, I'm not sure.
I did see them sweeping water off the outside greens there the other day, I'm sure, in where they posted a heap of photos.
Yep.
It looked like they were sweeping the water off, especially on that their grass that they have over there, which is virtually a weed.
Yep. They do actually water their greens like that quite often.
Yeah,
they flood them.
Yeah, exactly. It holds water.
Yeah.
It lives on water, and then and it's such a quick grass.
No sand in their ditches.
No.
Rocks in there, pebbles.
It's close.
Oh, there you go. So Joshua Thornton just letting us know they had 100 km/h winds there. So they played indoors.
1 now.
Could be the home ground advantage too.
Well, Wellington, I have been over there. I went over and watched some bowls back when the under-18 side went over.
Yep.
Way back. My young bloke was lucky enough to get through there, and it blew absolutely unbelievable on that bay.
Third windiest city in the world, I think Wellington, the windy city.
It is. It was absolutely unbelievable. But we did have rain, the same sort of thing. It was flooded, and 20 minutes later they were back playing on about an 18-second green. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're far more used to it than we are.
Brad holes 1. Brett had a drive. Now he's decided, no, I'm going back to the draw. He's cast this out. It's all about the run. And he looks like he's just going to pull up short. Or he has one with 1 to come. Up 2 here. Would certainly just tighten the game up, get him up to 10, only 3 down.
Which, when you think the last end, he was probably, we're looking at 12-11. But Pidge good enough to switch it from a 3-shot down to 1 up.
Brad turns his bowl onto the jack. And then that jack can go back, but he's under the line. Yeah. The shot was to try and probably turn his bowl onto the jack, move that back and make the 3 again. So he'll take the 1 though. And just make sure that he yeah.
Move to the side a bit. Me? Yes, please. What's your port?
Oh, good footwork from Johnny Roberts.
Doing a bit of dancing there, Johnny.
Brad Orr very quick on the mat. And, Johnny Roberts with a hot step.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check some scores.
See what's going on around.
Matches being live scored. This is women's singles semi-final. Anne Miles from Yarrawonga Moala Golf. She's 10. Up against Cass Millerick from Moama. She's 12. So
Cass has been in a fair few events as well.
Of course, played with Alex in the mixed pairs.
Yes,
They had a good run.
Good shot there.
Other half of that semi-final, Kath Greenslade, South Australia. She's 9. And Samantha Atkinson from Druin. She's 8. So a couple of good close matches in the women's singles semi-finals here at the Henselite Victorian Open.
Just a nice weight by Pidge, just underneath the line.
Yep.
Or he started with a very nice weight.
The men's triples, Brian.
Yep.
The boys from Talligaroopna. Of course, Robbo's now moved to South Bendigo, but the Talligaroopna rink 12 up against the Highton rink, who are 6. So Mark Ryan keeping the quest alive to win 2 titles here at the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022.
I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, oh, bad luck. Mark had just beaten them, and he said Mark Ryan was doing what Mike Ryan does.
Yeah.
I watched him, even in that, we were playing while he was playing in the mixed pairs, and just some of the shots that he was playing was absolutely unreal.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player.
Good weight and line for Brad Orr for 2 shots.
Yep. Mark Ryan, of course, won the singles here in 2012. Now multiple Victorian Open title holder. This is not a bad run here from Brett Mahoney.
He's sat the shot bowl. Oh, just fell out,
Fell
John.
the wrong side, didn't it? I thought
His shot, still favourite shot.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
and Brad Orr resigns to the fact that he probably should come down and have a look. Just on the green here, J. Norris leading Matt Blackburn 18-9. Too sure. Might be Matt Blackburn holding one on the head.
Looks like it.
Brent Reiner is up 18-5 over Nate Zeno. And Tim Cromie leading 14-9 over Clayton Holcomb. Nate has just picked up a 3 on his rink, so that'll go to 18-8. Then, of course, our stream drink here, Pidge, Brett Mahoney. He is 13. Brad Orr, he's 9.
And it has been a very, very good game of bowls. They've both played some good bowls. Just more the draw shots, Tony, hasn't it? Like, it hasn't been a weighted game. It's been more someone just going back and drawing the shot.
Yeah, there's been the odd drive, but for these two players, they do both have an absolute weapon of a drive. It hasn't been used a heck of a lot.
No. Just pulling up a tad short.
Yeah, so no change there. This will still be 1 to pitch. I imagine he'd come on the backhand side. See if he can sneak the jack back.
Well, the ideal bowl is, sit that bowl, draw the drag the jack, as you said. He's played this side, that last one, so the line.
Is he a touch wide?
Well, they have been coming there with his bowls, with those. He's just under the weight.
Right, so that is 1 more to Brett Mahoney. 14-9 in the race to 21. We started this match at 8:30. It's been about an hour and 10 minutes of a 2 hours 15 time limit, so I don't think we'll have too much trouble.
No. Should be pretty right with the 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yep. Matt Blackburn picks up the end against J-By Norris. He's still trailing, just adjusting the scoreboard now. J-By Norris is 18.
Just 1 second shot, John.
Matty Blackburn is moved to double figures, 18-10.
Good start, Pidge. I'd stayed that other hand. He's been coming on that wider side.
It's a nice, smooth delivery from Brad Orr.
He's just going to run out of legs.
Yep.
Nice try.
Dave Cartwright asking about the Cass Millerick score. She is just picked up a few shots, so she leads 15-10 over Ann Miles. She got out to a bit of a lead early, and Ann Miles pegged her back, and she's picked up the last 4 shots. So 15-10 currently to Cass Millerick over Ann Miles. And the Samantha Atkinson and Kath Greenslade match is locked at 9 shots apiece. You can follow them along on Bowls Link if you wish. We're live scoring every one of our matches from this point on.
Great shot, Ori. Maybe shot. It's very close.
Measure.
Ooh, measure is the call.
Measure.
Yeah, Sarah Roger, spot on. Yeah, grass green does have a nice bit of finish on it. Shane, the greenkeeper, has done an incredible job under testing conditions, as you say, with all the rain. Props to Shane and his team.
Yep. Been here early every morning, getting it ready and
4 strides.
preparing, rolling, cutting. There's a lot of work, changing rinks and making sure that you're, spreading the load.
Call for an umpire for a short jack. 1 rink over with Tim Cromie, Clayton Holcomb as Brad Orr. Maybe just slides through. It's a bit stiff for a short jack. 1 rink over with Tim Cromie, Clayton Holcomb as Brad Orr. Maybe just slides. Pitch just taking the opportunity to have a quick look at the head. Well, he does that. The Telegarutna boys plus Matty Robertson are 12, and the Highton boys 6 in their men's triples semi-final.
Matty's virtually a Telegarubna boy, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. Played the last few years
Yeah.
there, but just moved to South Bendigo.
Back with
Recent
Liam
times.
Crapper, who they both played there in a premiership last year.
Yep.
And decided to... Liam obviously was at South before he came over, and decided that they'd go back and have another stint back there.
Yeah, why
Matty's had a couple of stints over in Bendigo.
He has.
A few times.
Might have had a bit of time in Benalla and a couple of
Yeah,
other
he
places
did.
too, I think,
I
Robbo.
think he was coaching at Benalla there for a while.
Yeah.
Rory's indicated that he wanted to get rid of that bowl, but a little touch on the jack.
That's the A1, isn't it?
He's close. He's very... rocked it in, rocked it out. Not sure. There was a measure close
before.
He's
Weight
very
was about spot on too, I reckon. Just
cleared that bowl. It was going to take the jack and just back to... He did rock the front one up.
no, might have to put the tape on this.
I think so. Have a real close look at it.
Do you mind chopping that other bowl just in case, Scott? No, it won't move, right?
Won't move. Bidge just asking to maybe chock that back bowl, but he said it won't move. So is it only the front two that they're putting the tape
I think
on?
so, yeah. I think the other ones are just a touch in behind. But
1, 2. Brett, I think. One shot.
$15.9. Brett Mahoney.
A couple in a row by Brett. Just, they've been really nice tight heads.
Nelson Ball saying keep working, Pidge. He's gone away from the doggy emoji. Matty Blackburn picks up another couple of shots there. He now trails 12-18 to J. By Norris.
It's bringing the pressure back on J by now.
And Nate Zeno looks to be holding a couple over on his rink. It's definitely one. We'll see if it's one or two. Nate Zeno get into double figures, 11-18. Yeah, it's picked up probably the last 6 shots in a row, I think. Would have been down 18-5 and started to make a comeback. And there it is, says Lee Henderson. The doggy emoji comes out. Well played, Nels. And Michael says, come on, Ori. So a good bit of support from people in the chat, people here at the venue. Less of a crowd this morning. It is pretty early.
Not everyone gets up as early as us,
No,
Tony.
no. It's the best part of the day, though.
Is. Already holding 2, but a long way away. With the loosest end we've seen in
Yeah.
quite a few.
Bit allergic to the jack early. Pidge will change that up, though.
Yeah, he looks like he has too. He might just
So
slide by.
hang on, yeah. Good enough for shot.
Yes.
Ooh. Took one roll further than I thought it would.
It
There's
is
the
one.
shot bowl. Good eyes, you and I, Brian. I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever been wrong.
Glad we got someone out there with paddles that gives us a little hand.
Yeah, exactly. Does
Or-
make it a lot easier.
Or we having a little run here.
Oh. Cannot have missed by much. Does make it a lot easier.
Or we having a little run here.
Oh, goodness me. Just seeing that on the replay. I'm still not sure how that missed. Can we see the replay through time? Maybe it'll hit it then. So Brett Mahoney 15, leading Brad Orr 9. 21 up singles.
Is he heading around close?
He's got a drop now.
Could be.
Don't know.
Just coming around, have a look at the angles. 2. Which has just probably taken that drive away now. Or he...
Yeah, correct. It's got to be a draw now. Those two don't connect in any way.
Has he got the weight to get under?
Got to have to go
Has
under
to
now.
go under, and that'll do.
Good enough for shot.
Yep.
So 2 down to 1 up. Brad Orr gets into double figures. It is 15-10.
And nothing in this at all.
No, that's right. I mean, even 5 shots probably don't very accurately describe this match. Pidge has been very, very good. Brad Orr's been very, very good. So
it's when you get to that 18 mark that's, you know, you're only 3 shots away, and that puts
That's
the pressure
the
back
danger,
on you.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
you
when
can
you
go
can
out
pot
with
out
that.
in one
Yeah,
go.
exactly right.
Speaking of, we see J. By Norris at 18-12 up. Brent Reiner at 18-10 up. Having said that, Nate Zeno has picked up a half-decent number here. He's picked up 3, so that match has really changed complexion from 18-5 down, now back to 18-13. So Nate Zeno on the comeback trail.
Matty Blackburn probably holding one over the far side.
Yeah,
on,
it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think I saw the marker there just hold the fist up to him.
The problem is J. By Norris can take it out for game. And he's watching it intently. Oh, just misses.
Yeah. So another one.
Oh, there we go. Matt goes to J. By Norris. So
Oh,
must be just the angle we're on.
yeah, that back one looks closer. He's going to put a measure on it over there.
So he handed the mat to J. By Norris, but then wants to put a measure on it. So I think he favours his down. But
Yeah, I saw him hard the marker hold the fist up, but obviously it was the fist up for J-By.
Yep. So J. By does pick up 1. He'll go to 19 in his match against Matt Blackburn. Of course, Matt Blackburn's on 12.
Ori, that's a nice start there. Just,
Yep.
you know, probably only a bowl or 2 past the jack, but with that breeze and that big turn on that outside.
Yeah,
Just
James,
coming
Matty Flapper not in anything any longer. He was in the pairs with Brad Orr and got knocked out by J. By Norris, as Lee Henderson says. In a good game yesterday, 21-15. Close all game, I think, and J. By just pulled away just in the last stages. It's not a bad track here. Here's a ball.
Very nice. Very nice.
They just hold, don't they?
They are holding on there, but that's going to be enough for a shot. It's going to fall in. Brad's weight's been pretty good coming back this way. And when you think they're finished, that's when they normally run to the jack. Like that. Very nice bowl.
The Telegarutna boys pick up another shot. They lead 13-6 over Highton in the men's triples.
That is a 15-end game, that
It
one.
is.
They'd be playing well into it now.
Yes, they are
Great bowl.
12 ends in.
To go now.
Brad had just touched that jack. And it's just asking the question. It might have brought the second one in, maybe. Only one, he's saying.
Cass Millerick leading Anne Miles in the women's singles semi-final 15-12. And what was a close match? Last time we checked, remains that. Kath Greenslade leading Samantha Atkinson 11-9. So not much in either of those two matches. That one keeps going the way it is. They could be at risk of getting timed out.
Yeah.
Seems to be just shot for shot. So I look through the scorecard. There's 1-3, 2 twos, everything else singles. That sun is absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yep.
It's a lovely day. Even the breezes just dropped that little bit.
Brad Orr takes the jack back. Well played, Brad.
That could be
See
three
this one on the
day. Even the
replay.
breezes
Tracking the jack
just
from a
dropped
long
that little
way
bit.
out. Brad Orr takes the jack back. Well, 3 shots. And favour would be a measure for 4.
4, yeah. And that will really tighten this game up.
Yep.
But as we've said, this guy walking to the mat at the moment hasn't been far away.
We'll see a bit of pace.
It looks like it.
Yep. Just good weight, nothing too crazy. Or pulls up out of it early. One missed
He didn't
to
take,
the right-hand side.
he
by
didn't
fair
take a long
stretch.
time on the mat.
No.
That can be it'll be interesting to see here.
Oh, Evan,
Well,
don't
Johnny,
tell me that.
the marker has got 3 paddles out.
Yep. Now they'll have a look at this.
Have a look at that. Yeah, they're going to have a look at the 4th one.
They will put the tape on it. Evan just telling us that Carla's lost the first set in her quest for a gold medal at the World Champion singles in New Zealand.
It's the back bowl I think they'll be looking at, not the front one. So it's that back one behind.
Yep.
And it is only
So
3.
Johnny Roberts was correct. Oh no.
No,
There we go.
it is
4.
4 shots.
That's
It's a massive pickup.
huge pickup to take this one back to 1 shot the difference. 15-14 in favour of Brett Mahoney. But a huge 4 changes complexion of this match.
It was just, he was in the area, he had 4 very, very nice bowls, and just, with his last one, and was able to just touch that jack and just put it in the right position.
Quality game this one. We see a
Very
4 on
much
the
so.
last end, a 3 on the second end, a couple of 2s in there, but a lot of singles.
Yep.
Joe By Norris picks up 2 shots against Matt Blackburn. He now moves on to 20-12.
He'll need the 1 to sign, seal and deliver that one.
Speaking of, Brent Reiner has done exactly that. He has gotten over the top of Nate Zeno, last year's semi-finalist, 21-13. And Pidge is on the drive early, perhaps sensing a bit of frustration. There is
That is
no justice in the
no
world.
justice at all.
So
That is unbelievable.
Jack has rebounded back to, well, almost where it was, but toucher stays in the ditch.
That's twice in this game we've seen that rebounding jack.
Yeah, Clayton Holcomb, good call. Andrew Sharp, he's just getting his game going. It's now 12-15, still trailing, but picked up another 1 on the last end. So Tim Cromie 15, Clayton Holcomb 12.
Doesn't look too far away here, Brett.
How's this changed from a full-blooded drive to just drawing a little toucher?
Yes, magnificent
Very,
bowl.
very talented.
Warriors having a little run.
Game on here, says Jeff Brooks.
Got it. And that is
well played. Wow.
So the only thing is now Brett has 2 touches in the ditch side by side.
Yeah, but he elected not to try and trial that then. It's come in the other hand, so.
And he's just knocked the ball in.
Yeah, that's. I would have thought he'd go the other hand there, but
Yeah.
maybe he's just sticking to the same side of the rink. So Brad Orr holding 2.
It's got a nice line again.
Yeah, this will be a 3rd.
And if he can just tuck that in front. Ooh.
Sits the right side of it. Jack out of bounds is no good for Pidge. He needs Jack in the ditch. What's the trail
This
like?
looks too
It's
wide.
Just wide.
That's another 3.
That's 2 big ends in a row. Brad Orr picks up
7 shots.
and 2 ends. Pidge a bit stiff with that rebounding Jack. Hit his first drive clean as a whistle.
Couldn't have got it much better.
Rebounded. Yeah. Stephen Rowdy Arthur says beware of flying jacks. Brian? Something must have happened there.
Yesterday, in our last final, we had a drive. Dane
Gade
had a big drive, and I was standing behind and didn't have the quickest footwork, and I flipped the jack off the green and over the back.
Not like the fancy footwork of John Roberts we
No,
saw earlier.
no.
No, Lee, you're spot on. Certainly would not count Pidge out yet. It is only 2 shots adrift.
Yeah.
Incidentally, this being the first time Brad Orr's been in front, aside from his 2 on the first end. It's been a very, very good match.
J-Boy holding game over the other side as well.
Yep, and the boys are shaking hands in the men's triples semi-final, so that'll be a victory to the boys from Talligarupna. Of course, Robbo with South Bendigo, as we said, but formerly with Talligarupna. Pidge puts in a nice bowl here for shot.
Yep.
Joe Byer picks up the match against Matt Blackburn. That'll be a 21-13 victory. 21-12 rather.
21-13 on the
Brent Reiner, Nate Zeno rink. So Brent Reiner through to the semi-finals. So Brent Reiner will play Joe By Norris on one half of the draw.
That'll be a rip game.
Winner of this match will play the winner of Tim Cromie, Clayton Holcomb. So we see an umpire out there measuring for their shots. Both nice fellas too on the rink next door, Clayton Holcomb and Tim Cromie.
It's tightened up that game as well. Clayton's probably didn't start as well as what he would have hoped, but certainly has really put the pressure on the last 4 or 5 ends. I've seen he's just only been getting ones and in little numbers, but that's all you need to do.
14-4 at one stage, Tim Cromie. So yeah, good comeback from Clay.
Probably only just
going to change it.
No, the one down. Brad looking now. Jack back into the pit. Or the bowl out. We'll give him 1 for sure. Maybe a measure for 2. Probably would be 2.
17-15, so Jack around the corner can hold 4. Of course, Pitch still has 1 bowl to come. So a fair bit to go in my fairy tale land.
He's looking, going to go the backhand. He'll just try and tuck it around the corner. Grass line's pretty handy. Needs to come down now hard.
Good
Like
enough
that.
for shot, trails the Jack. I'm not sure it makes 2.
2, yep.
So
Needs
well
to
played,
come
Brad
down
Orr.
now hard. Like
enough
that.
for shot.
He's really drawn super both ways.
He
You know,
has.
when he's been down, he was able to draw, you know, a real nice shot down the other end a couple of times, you know, with only an inch or 2 to be able to do it.
Yep. First few ends, he was just a touch narrow on a couple of things, and since then he's been cherry ripe.
Just looking at Pidge is going to...
Got a little funnel here if he can...
He's probably cut it to 1. Just clipping that
Yep.
bowl in.
Players agree. Brad Orr picks up 4 ends in a row. 4 for Orr. He moves on to to 18-15.
So that's 9 shots, Tony, in 4 ends. It's a massive comeback and a bit of a turnaround. Now the pressure goes back the other way, like we spoke earlier. You've got to take your run when you get it, and Ori's been able to do that, hasn't he?
He sure has. Pidge got out to a bit of a lead early. And Brad Orr has picked him back, particularly courtesy of that 4 and the 3. Tim Cromie up 18-15. My apologies, up 15-13 over Clayton Holcomb. So Clayton picked up 1.
And it's not far away with his first, just behind the head. Brad sticking with that jack just short of the pit. He brings the mat up and just lands one right beside it.
Making it look easy, these two.
Probably Brett's just maybe just gone off the draw, and as I speak, he gets the perfect sit.
He does.
But these two have played some really good bowls.
As we said earlier, they are rink mates in the Victorian state team. Know each other's game very well. Both good fellas, getting along well, playing the game as it should be.
This is not far away either.
To a very high standard, as evidenced by that last bowl from Brad Orr.
Brett's come the other hand, thinking that he can probably sit that bowl. He's just going to be on the outside. A lovely weight.
So marker indicating 1 to Brad Orr. Brett Mahoney with a very close second shot.
Brad's got that good line again. He might be just looking to come down hard now. It's just going to hold out a little bit. What can Pidge do here?
It's not a bad track. He's chasing it, saying get to
He's
it.
got the bowl though more than...
They do just hold a little on this hand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Once that little bit of weight, once that searching weight goes on, it can just stand up that little bit.
Does have a little collection out the back though. Still has one more shot at it.
Or you would think would be trying to... Oh, he's...
Oh,
No, he's under it.
that's probably not a bad miss really. I thought for a second that was going to knock the jack back against. Clayton Holcomb staring down the barrel of a 3 until the Tim Cromie heartbreaker comes in.
He may have just sailed through.
It'll be interesting to see if that's cut it back to 1 though.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
Clayton's pointing to the front one of his. See what Brett can do here. On the backhand, that trailer right through there makes 4 shots.
So Clayton picks up just the 1. Here
And
we go with
he's
pitch.
interested.
It's going to have to drop.
No, he's going to stay high.
Yeah, they just don't quite
Oh,
drop
he
from
could
there.
take that out.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's
Oh,
game.
boy.
That is...
I did not see that happen,
No.
I've got to say, Brian.
Well, I did see the danger of rolling it out.
Such a risk and reward game.
Well,
If he gets the jack back, he probably
Exactly.
picks up 3 or 4 of his own.
I'm good, mate. I've got a power. I'll get you one. What do you got?
There we go, boys. Saying they'll go inside for a chat and get each other a Powerade and talk about that match and reconstruct it. But at the end of the day, Brian, it was a high-quality Picks up affair just the with one. an ending
Was.
that probably
He's
came a little bit
interested.
premature. Would have liked to have seen that one go on for a little bit longer.
No. Yeah, we just saw Pidge was able to really turn him around early and hold the shots. But in the end, Brad just started to put some big bowls in, and he had them all stacked up in around the head. And well, we just saw Brett there in that last one. Like that jack back was worth 4, and that gets him, to 19 and then 1 in front.
Oh boy.
But
Picked up 12 shots in a row. Brad Orr, such is the devastating power of the man that can pick up shots at will, as can Brett Mahoney. But on this occasion, we see that Brad Orr's got the victory. He will now move into the semi-final. He'll play the winner of Tim Cromie and Clayton Holcomb, which is currently 14-15.
It is the
Clayton
tight one.
14 and Tim Cromie 15. So we'll do a quick check of the scores in the women's singles semi-finals. Of course, the next matchup will be the women's singles final. At this stage, Anne Miles 14 is trailing Cass Millerick 19. And in the other half of the draw, it's been a close match all day. Kath Greenslater's just starting to pull away. She's leading 14-9. So we will leave it there. As I say, you can follow scores on Bowls Link, including the Clayton Holcomb and Tim Cromie match. But we will be back with the women's singles final. For the Victorian Open 2022, I thank you very much for joining us. Brian Mansbridge, you've been a star in commentary again, mate.
Thanks
you.
very much, Tony. Pleasure to be here.
Brad from SEN, who's done a terrific job putting together the show. We shall be back with the women's singles final not too far away.
In the UK, there's a bowl for every surface for the Henselite product. Here overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
Anyone thinking about getting a roof, your whole system will change, right down to social bowls and pennant. At a board meeting this week and approved 22 new players. They really have been perfect all the way through this build and they looked after us really well.